Welcome, guys. Let's talk a little bit more about original Taoism and the way of Qigong. Okay, question. Jimmy Jones 093. Hey, Jimmy. Okay, question. Adam, getting back to the vertical and horizontal advice. In a hypothetical scenario where the choice is between the 8 pieces of brocade and silk reading as the only two choices available, which one would you advocate? Ooh, that's a pretty good question. For me, I don't do neither one, and I probably won't. So this is a hypothetical questions. Okay, the 8 pieces of brocade is pretty good. I got a chance to study it many years ago, and I also seen it. It's very popular, very easy to learn, and it's basically moving energy in different lines of the body or channels. Really good benefit. It benefits the five element and the organs. So it's good stuff. Silk reeling is connecting the body in a spiral fashion, moving from the dantian in different pathways across the body. In the basic premise, this sounds like pretty much the same. They're both moving energy in different pathways, right? Along with body coordination and how to move from the dantian. Good stuff. So which one I advocate? I really don't. I wouldn't advocate. Have a preference for neither one. Although because I was a full-time martial artist, I'm gonna have to go a little bit towards the silk reeling because there's a lot of combative application, a lot of functional power in different planes. Unlike the 8 pieces of brocade, which is mostly 99.9% for medical purposes, right? And the reason why I don't do neither is because from a point of view of charging your physical battery, look at it like you're making money, right? You go in and get a job and you're making money. Once you have the money, you go and invest the money or spend the money. So when I'm doing the physical chi gathering or health practice part of Taoism, my objective is to gather energy. My objective is not to spend energy. And to gather energy, static practice is where it's at, according to all branches and lineages of Taoism, which is the static practice of standing. Many different ways to do it, even though it's really popular nowadays. But the static pose training is how you gather energy. Silk reeling and 8 pieces of brocade and other medical qigong, like the five element qigong that I teach, is basically about moving energy in different lines, which means you're learning how to spend energy. And just like weight training, for example, by taxing your body, using your energy when you're exercising, like lifting weights, you're not gathering energy, you're using energy. You're bettering the functional use of the body, because that's what you're doing when you lift the weights. You're using energy, you're using your body. Use it or lose it, right? So when you get good at using your energy, yet you get good at function. If you get good at function, you get good at work. And the definition of work is your ability to function, right? So when you use your body a lot, it becomes more functional, so it becomes more healthy. That's what, for example, lifting weights is. But you're still using energy and not gathering energy. You're just getting better at using energy, so you're healthier. But from a strictly a health point of view, from a strictly a Qigong point of view, it is better to gather energy than to spend energy, all those yin and yang. So, classically speaking, it should be 80-20. 80% of your practice should be gathering energy. 20% of practice should be using energy in different ways. That way you're healthy because you can use your energy properly. This is the reason why I don't advocate neither one as your primary practice. Moving practices in our Qigong system is really used as a warm-up, also as a cool-down. The static practice of gathering energy is the core of the practice for this reason, for 6,000 years. So the paradigm's more important than chasing which method's better. Which methods doesn't matter, because if you look at classical Qigong, before the Communist era, it was actually really simple. It didn't get that complicated. In fact, the original Taoism was non-doing practice. You literally do nothing and let the Tao do everything. So I hope that answers that question. But if not, please leave another comment below. We'd love to discuss with you some more. Because I'm kind of tired of people putting in sincere effort and not getting a bang for their buck, right? Like, people will say stuff to me like, I don't believe in Qigong, Adam. Or I do believe in Qigong, Adam. I really believe in it. Oh, no, I don't believe in it at all. When people say stuff like that, I'm sidetracking, so it's not about what you're asking. It's got nothing to do with belief. So when someone say I believe in qigong or I don't believe in qigong, in neither case it tells me this person doesn't practice. So what they say doesn't matter, because if you practice something that is correct, even within 90 days, you'll feel it burning in your body. There's nothing to believe or disbelieve. It's like if I take this computer and I dropped it, gravity will make a slam to the ground. It doesn't matter if I believe it or not. It is actually what's going to happen. It's direct experience of something that's true. When something is true, you don't need belief. You don't need disbelief. It's got nothing to do with any of that, because it's actually what's going to happen right in front of you. A good qigong practice that is sincere and authentic, you'll feel it right away. Within 90 days, your body will change. You'll charge your battery. So, like when I was practicing a lot, I was on allergy pills for like 8 years, really bad seasonal allergies. Now I don't have to take them anymore. Now I don't have to sleep 9 hours anymore. I can get away with 5. Now I never get sick anymore. Now I feel a lot of energy even at midnight. Before I would have to take a nap because I'm an older dude, right? So these things are nothing to argue about. Like when I take my blood pressure, it has gone down. Cholesterol, same thing. So they're measurable. And when I punch, I hit harder. I move faster, even at my age. So it's not about belief. And second thing with the movement practice, my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt, they all did Tai Chi, not a high level version, like just pretty average version of Tai Chi for about 10, 15 years. No power. They're not moving any more powerful than before they did Tai Chi. But they are healthier because they get to socialize with their friends in the morning and go for dim sum, right? So that itself gives you endorphins, the socialization. But the practice in itself didn't make her bones any denser. It didn't make her muscles any stronger. It didn't make her nervous system any stronger. It didn't make her immune system any stronger. I'm speaking about my mom and my grandmother. Because the type of Tai Chi they do is the same as 99.9% of the Qigong that we see, which is move your arm like this. Move slowly. Feel the energy. Now move this way. Feel the energy. You can train like this for 100 years, nothing's going to happen. You're better off just go lifting weights and go for a run. There's no power in that because you're not really doing anything. You're just imagining stuff, right? And I did that a few episodes ago, but we can do it now. Let's say I go like this. You can follow along if you like. And then we're going to go like this, okay? Let's do it together. Let me show you the crappy version. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Common version. And then we'll do it a little bit more right. Not a lot right, because we don't have an hour for me to teach you this. I'm just going to go over in 5 minutes. So let's say you go like this. Now you go like this. Now you go like this. Now you go like this. Do it over and over. Nice and slow. Now I'm going to talk like most stuff you see in the park that my mom and my grandmother did for 20 years. Okay, class, everybody, feel your peace. Feel relaxed. Move slow and feel the energy. Breathe in and breathe out. So that's one way to do it. Okay, second way, we're going to do the same thing. Take your head, stab the ceiling. Imagine the end of your tailbone is a very big ball, like a chain hanging a ball. Press your head to the ceiling. Hang your spine. Feel the space between the vertebrae in your spine. If you can't feel it, don't worry about it. When you breathe in, slowly, fill up the space between your vertebrae. If you can feel it, good. If you can't, don't worry about it. Feel the space in your chest. Don't do anything, just feel the space in your chest. Breathe in. When you push your hand out, from the center of your chest, it goes out and exits out of your palms. Breathe out. Breathe in, feel your chest. Gentle. Breathe out. It goes from your chest, through your arms, out your palm across the room. Breathe in, feel your chest. Stab the ceiling with your head. Breathe out from your chest, out your palm. Spread your fingers. As you spread your fingers, inflate your body like a balloon. Just a little bit. Breathe in. Hold it. Okay. So that was about 4 elements or tricks out of about 30 that we usually do in class. If you train like that, within 3 months you'll start feeling power. So that's why when you just wave your arms around and breathe, is pretty much an insult to what Taoism is, right? You got to find a good teacher and you got to practice properly. So don't worry about what style you should do. Worry about finding the right teacher. Because in the hands of a good teacher, any style is good. In the hands of a bad teacher, any style is not going to really do much for you, even after 10, 20 years, like my family. Yeah. Okay. But in all fairness, they're having a blast socializing, so it's good. All right. Actually, we're out of time. Wow. It goes by quick. Okay. If you get any questions or comment, please leave it below. We have a Qigong program in the Taoist community. Next week, there's going to be a new release on laying down Qigong, which is designed for better sleep to help those with insomnia. Also helps with vision questing for those who wants to study the spiritual side of it. The program usually comes with 1 live stream class a week for personalized coaching. Without personalized coaching, it's really hard to learn by yourself from video. You won't really get the chunk of it. There's also a student library with all archived classes, so don't worry about missing the live stream class. There's a student forum and a bunch of stuff you can read about. Follow the links in the description below. Leave your questions, please. And I'll see you next time. Stay healthy. Okay, guys.